am not anti-capitalism. I am anti-free market capitalism, which we don't really have now anyway, in my opinion. Free market capitalism is when the markets decide what businesses survive. In our country, the government does a lot of the time. And in order to have truly competitive markets, you can't have monopolies. And our government has stopped enforcing antitrust laws, in my opinion. I'm not an economist, but I have studied this because I am interested in it. The thing with capitalism is that in order for it to work, you have to assume that men aren't going to be greedy assholes, which is not a safe assumption, which is why we need regulated capitalism. We also have bits of socialism in America, but the socialism we have largely benefits the top 1% of earners. They get corporate welfare. They get bought out because they're too big to fail. They get crazy tax loopholes because of the capital they have, which is another video. But my point is, regulations protect us. They protect 90% of the population. And having unregulated business, which is what Trump is doing, he's rolling back environmental regulations, worker protection regulations. All of those things help us. Now, I think you can take it too far and it becomes stupid, which is the problem we have had in recent years. And I think that's from special interest groups and people that are loud. For example, in Austin, it's really hard to build a house or renovate a house, which is stupid. And it affects people because it makes housing more expensive because you can't build them as fast. Some of those regulations need to go away. However, the internet is the Wild West. Those men have fought regulation from the beginning, and it is harmful to us. We are algorithmically trained out of reality, and people are committing suicide using AI. And I recently learned that OpenAI is releasing a program that allows you to make AI videos like Instagram. And if you have copyrighted material, you have to opt out of it. They just assume that they're allowed to use whatever you have made for themselves, unless you opt out. And so the fact that these techno bros have been unregulated since the beginning, it means that our country, our brains are being controlled by the boys we didn't like in high school. That is who is running the show, the technocrats. Do you think Elon Musk had any friends in high school? I doubt it. And look at him now. He gets to have all sorts of friends on Twitter. He gets to control everything. It's insane. We have got to regulate the internet. We have got to tax the rich so that they cannot do this again, so they cannot buy our government, buy our politicians. And it'd be nice to have free market capitalism, a little bit more of it, without the government bailing people out, without the government deciding who's a winner and who's a loser, without the government blowing all of our money on private contracts, and breaking up monopolies. That'd be great. And then aspects of socialism that are good for us instead of them, like universal health care, fully funded public schools instead of struggling public schools. That'd be great. And then public housing, so that we don't have so many homeless people in the richest nation in the world.